Yo, what's up guys, BM here, and I'm here for the round of, I believe round of 16 Sword and Shield tie up against, with Chickenpie going up against Twix. Sorry for the impromptu start. I thought they would have, when they linked the match, I thought they would have already, made a turn. Twix has had both of them have had a decent run so far. This is round of 16, and both of them are on 7 points right now. So if either of them win, they put themselves in a really good position to advance into the round of 16. As for the matchup itself, I'll just quickly show it here. Chickenpie only has 6 bombs. These are 6 more bombs, and it looks like Twix has decided to bench the Quillfish, which I think is interesting. That means that his main Dracovish check is going to be that Ferrothorn. A couple of decent turns have already started. We've seen the Urshifu go down to this Zorora's Aura Sphere, and what I'm assuming is Scarflecephalon do 90% to the Gardevoir. Biggest threat from each team, I would have to say the Dracovish looks quite nice, honestly, up against Twix's team now. And I would have said the Urshifu if that wasn't dead, but the Blacephalon looks quite threatening now. Scarfed at +1, he really does not have that effective of a check to this thing. He could be bulky, Dracovish, or like some sort of Assault Vest set, but I doubt he would be. Twix has generally brought the same sort of sets on his mons. This has generally been set up Necrozma, Breaker, Aerodactyl, just like standard Life Orb or Bandit or Shiva. This Blacephalon tended to be Scarf. This thing's, the Ferrothorn is tended to be Cuss That Berry Rocks Explosion. I think the one time Rhyperior came, it was a bulky set. As Landorus does come out, he goes for the knockoff on the Aerodactyl, so this thing might be Scarfed up against Twix's team. I doubt it'll be, because it wouldn't be able to outspeed Scarfed Urshifu, for example. It's probably some sort of bulky set, and I do expect Twix to probably play this aggressively and either go for the Hone Claws here, or for something like the dual wing beat. This thing could be Edge. I'm not entirely sure. Volcarona does look alright in this matchup in terms of a sweeper, but it has to contend with the Aerodactyl and the Blacephalon potentially checking it. I do expect Blacephalon to have the, I believe, Head Smash is what it has in its arsenal in order to deal with that Volcarona. But right now I'd argue Twix is looking in a pretty good position. If he can get that Ferrothorn weakened down, goes straight for the Fire Fang. That is very aggressive, very aggressive from Twix. Now Shadow Ball from Blacephalon is going to be threatening his team, Chicken's team, quite a lot. He just needs a bit of chip on that Landorus and a bit of chip on that Volcarona, and it should be set to sweep. Same with the Dracovish as well, but that shouldn't be too hard to get. I do expect, double out into Dracovish. As Twix unfortunately misses the dual wing beat, that shouldn't matter too much in the long term, as that is dual helmet, dual chip damage Ferrothorn, and it does roughly the amount of damage it needs to in order for Blacephalon to really put in the work, because this thing can just spam Shadow Ball now. Landorus really is the only thing that can check this thing, but I think this should be a pretty quick game as well, compared to the one that happened yesterday around this time, Mayu versus Vulcan. A good thing to note actually is Chicken did actually beat Volcanic Ice, who was I believe our ORS finalist, and he made it, I think, into semis or quarters of Ultra Sun and Moon. I think quarters. Yeah, he made it to quarters, I believe. Could be wrong though. But at this point, the game's gone pretty fast. They're just trading blow for blow now, and again, this Blacephalon should be sweeping at this point. Though I don't expect, assuming, oh, he goes hard into Landorus. I'm not sure. Ooh, okay, this thing is bulky then. So if that's the case, then that makes this a lot more interesting now. I do expect Landorus to just go for the U-turn here, so Twix could be very aggressive if he wanted to, but I don't think he would risk that. I think he'd much rather go into something like Mega Aerodactyl. I think that's a pretty safe play from Twix going into that thing, because he decides to stay in, and it's Rock Polish as well. That's interesting. Okay, Rock Polish knockoff, so I'm assuming that's Earthquake and probably Stone Edge to hit the Aerodactyl. At this point, Twix can just sort of go into Necrozma and also kind of just pick up a kill as well, because nothing is really switching, and maybe Volcarona if it's a bulkier set, but I doubt it'd be. At this point, he should really just be going to either the Necrozma or the Rhyperior. He shouldn't be risking the Mega Aerodactyl, because that still puts in a lot of work. The Rock Polish is interesting. He does go Rhyperior. He goes for the Earthquake. That actually does quite a lot, so he must be heavily invested into his attack. He must be a bulky set with a lot of attack investment, maybe not too much speed. Probably enough speed to outspeed Scarflacephalon and neutral Mega Aerodactyl. Necrozma comes out, and I'm assuming the play is just to go for the Photon Geyser, or the Psychic move really, because this thing should be killing the Landorus, unless Chicken gets a crit here. It'll be interesting to see whether this will take. Ooh, that is. Okay, luckily that killed for Twix. If that did not kill, or if the Meteor Beam actually missed, that would have been horrible. Looks like the Landorus wasn't 2KOing the Necrozma though. Does kind of suck though that the Meteor Beam was popped off. That does mean that Volcarona could potentially come in here and attempt to set up, but again, it has to sort of power through that Blacephalon. Chicken's timer is running down quite low. I think Volcarona is, yeah, it was sort of what I figured would come in. I think he just has to Quiver Dance here, or just go for the Bug Buzz. I think going for the Bug Buzz would be better here, because you don't want this thing to to get shit down even more, because this thing can still at least soft check the Blacephalon, even though it's not doing too much back to, even though Volcarona itself isn't doing too much back to Blacephalon. At this point though, Mega Aerodactyl also just kind of sweeps. But the Dual Wing Beat does come off, and ooh, he does get the roll. Not really convinced that it mattered that much. Yeah, Dual Wing Beat will come out here, and this should just be an easy win for Twix at this point. Yeah, Dual Wing Beat does hit, and yeah, that's a pretty clean, that's a pretty fast game as well. I don't even know how long the recording is gonna be, but I guess that was sort of it. Yep, I'd say a fairly convincing win from Twix, and I'm not sure how to outro this video, but yeah, not really much else to say. Gosh, I haven't recorded in quite a while. On the rock move on the Necrozma, yeah. I don't think he would have choked. The Volcarona still would have taken too much damage to the point where either Shadow Ball would have killed, or I'm assuming that Twix had like the head smash to check the Scarf Volcarona. Not the Scarf Volcarona, the +1 Volcarona. But I guess that's it for this game. I guess I'll see you guys later at some point. This has been Twix versus Chickenpie in Sword and Shield round of 16, and that's it.